many things affect your life as much as slow traffic and bad weather. Listen tomorrow morning for traffic and weather together every 10 minutes on the 9s on KSL News Radio.
We're taking your calls. What gives you confidence this 3-0 start for BYU football will lead to more success in Big 12 play? It's brought to you, Cougar Nation, brought to you by Central Bank. Thanks for having them on board this year. 3-0. Again, BYU has done a really nice job throughout the Kalani era of starting strong. But, Mitch, what gives you confidence this 3-0 start is going to be different?
This defense is one of the best in the Big 12, and that's what gives me all the confidence in the world that this will be a team that gets to a bowl game. I do believe that. This will be a team that goes bowling, they go to the postseason, and maybe they get to 7. I still have my questions at quarterback, and I know that there's a Pro Football Focus grade, and everyone just uses those as the ultimate authority on everything that just evaluates players now is PFF grades. And look, I use them too. I look at them as a point of reference, but it's one data point. It's one source. And they've had weeks where they miss players completely, and it's miscategorized by uniform number, but they're looking at Jake Retzlaff's number, and you go, okay, that's one of the best quarterback ratings among Power 4 QBs. But that first half, there was feelings of there were media in the War Memorial Stadium booth watching the sideline of Gary Bohannon because he was throwing the football a little bit. Now, for some context, watching him throw the football, it didn't feel at any point like this was a guy that's getting ready to go in. It almost just felt like, I'm bored. I'm ready to just kind of throw the ball. And it didn't feel like, ooh, this is happening. He's going in. It didn't feel like that to me. That's why I didn't make it a big blast on social media. But still, it was kind of like, Jake's having some close calls here. Do they turn to Gary? And it was interesting, too, and producer Nate probably heard it as well in War Memorial Stadium because he was there. But when Gary did go in for the last drive, there was this loud roar from Cougar fans. It's almost like, thank you, our quarterback is in. Like, folks, Jake is still the QB1. Please, I know he sometimes can get you frustrated, but he did improve. He did get better. He's just got to clean up some of those decisions where he's throwing it into double, triple coverage, and it almost is a near interception. Just get rid of that, and you have a great game. He took care of the football on the ground. I liked what Jake did, and I think it gave me some confidence, too, going into this Kansas State game that they can take down the Wildcats who are playing at a high level right now.
For me, nothing gives me confidence that this 3-0 start is going to lead to more success in Big 12 play.
Nothing?
Nothing. Because, like the texture, I do believe the schedule is soft. And then secondly, I don't trust BYU's offense in a tight situation to continually get it done. I know they got it done against SMU a week ago, but that's SMU. Now we're talking about a top 15 team, Kansas State, coming to Provo. You got Oklahoma State. You got Utah. I don't have confidence that they're going to make enough good decisions and big plays in these games to change things. Your point on the defense, it's well taken. And they needed one side of the ball to be top 4 in the Big 12 if they wanted any chance at being a bowl team. It looks like BYU's defense could be a top 4 defensive team, and that keeps you in the games.
Yes.
With that kind of defense, you're not seeing the TCU blowout. You're not seeing other Iowa State blowout. That's not going to happen. But I don't think they're so good defensively that it means you can overcome mistakes offensively. Okay. And I'm still, because there should have been 3 picks against Wyoming. That deep ball he threw up there, was that his fault? I don't know for sure. It might have been a miscommunication with the receivers. I don't know.
It was closer to the Wyoming DBs than BYU receivers.
It should have been picked. It absolutely should have been picked off.
And just a side note, that number 2 on Wyoming, that guy was a little bit dirty.
For sure.
That dirty hit on Keanu Hill, no appreciation for that. No. That guy had a little bit of a attitude that embodied the whole Wyoming, Laramie. Look, I thought it was a pleasant experience. I was fine. Some choice words, clearly. You heard it on the TV broadcast. But I just had to point that out because
that's a good point.
I didn't like that. That guy was kind of gunning for Keanu Hill.
Yep.
And I hope Kibo's okay. He was rattled going into the medical tent, and hopefully he's going to be okay because stuff like that was uncalled for. And so I'm glad that guy didn't get that pick.
It's just the thing is, though, against Kansas State, is that going to be dropped?
No, I don't think so.
I just don't think so.
K-State's got a legit secondary.
Totally. And there was 2 or 3 other plays that probably should have been turnovers. However, I still thought his decision-making was improved. His first interception, that didn't bother me at all. It wasn't a great throw.
That's a good point.
It wasn't a great throw, but it was one-on-one. It wasn't a bad decision.
I had a bigger issue with Cody Epps being the jump ball guy.
Yes, agreed.
Have it be Chase, have it be Darius Lasser, JoJo.
That's the next level of quarterback play where you understand those situations before. And maybe you want to pin that on A-Rod. Like, hey, if we're going to run a fade to the corner, should we run that with Chase Roberts or Darius Lassiter instead? But look, he was good. He was improved, but not enough to make me feel like this is going to lead to more success. I ultimately do think they will have more success, Mitch, because I think the team is better. I just don't believe this start, there's enough tangible stuff there to definitively say, absolutely, they're improved, they're going to win 6 or 7. I don't know if I'm ready to say that yet.
I will also add, too, what gives me optimism is I like the mindset of this team, and I know that's not really something you can measure in a box score, but I just think that this team's got a good mindset going into games where, someone goes down, Micah Harper quietly does not go, and Jacob Robinson handles the nickel spot. Now, we've quietly seen Jacob handle a lot of the nickel reps this season. Sometimes Jonathan Cabella, if there's an opportunity there where they dig into the depth, but primarily Jacob Robinson because Micah has been banged up. He's only played 29 snaps through 3 weeks this season, but they just kind of go next man up. They don't flinch, and a lot of guys have taken snaps this year. And I do like, I don't know what this word means, but it's a cliche buzzword in football. But the culture of this team, I do like it. I like the kind of the attitude. I'm curious to see how they will respond to adversity when it does hit them, and it will at some point. But I think this team's got a good head on their shoulders where they have perspective. They're not fazed by the outside noise. They've kind of kept things isolated from within and focused on getting better themselves. And I really believe in this defense too, that they can win some games where maybe the offense only scores 18 as we saw against SMU, but it's still enough because this defense can be lights out. And I believe in them. I think that this defense, the personnel there, those cornerbacks are locked down, man. Jacob Robinson, Mark Collins. And I know there were some moments where they left some openings, and if Sabota was accurate at all, they probably get a few more yards. But still, I like what I'm seeing from the secondary for BYU, and I think this defense can lead them to the postseason.
We're taking your calls, 801-575-8255. Let's go out to the phone line now. Our good friend Linda. What gives you confidence, Linda? This 3-0 start is going to mean more success in Big 12 play.
Absolutely, and I thought Jake did a good job, and I think he did a lot better this week, and I think he was really good, and I'm sure that we'll keep him in, that the coaches will keep him in, hopefully, and then I really liked, what was the player's name that ran right at, during the third, what was the third
Keelan Marion, the kickoff return touchdown?
Yeah. He was great, I thought too, and that was just so neat. And then I thought it was right to give Gary the chance at the end to score the last touchdown, to help score the last touchdown. I thought he was great too.
Thanks for the call,
Linda. I really enjoyed that.
Appreciate it. Some good points there from Linda. That Marion kickoff return was a game changer because I felt like there was a little Wyoming hope there at halftime that just got completely squashed on that kickoff return. And then I liked seeing Gary too. Gary looked good. Shout out to the coaching staff for letting him throw the ball. It was nice to see him run the offense rather than just hand it off the whole time. So that was nice as well, Mitch.
News, traffic, and weather coming up next. More Cougar Nation as we break down what's trending up and trending down with BYU football. And we'll also preview BYU Kansas State. 801-575-8255. Call in or text us. We're answering your calls up till 7 o'clock.